So, I'm a bit of a freakster. Which is to say that I'm a Friday Night Funkin' fan. Have been for the last 3 years, and I thoroughly enjoy the game. Having had a 30GB folder full of Funkin' mods twice, I like to think I have a pretty good database of knowledge regarding the overall quality and polish of the mods themselves. So, I do not say it lightly when I am telling you this. Hit Single is the best Friday Night Funkin' mod that has ever been released. So, Hit Single Reel. Hit Single Reel was updated from its demo on April 29th, 2024 at midnight. I should know, I was one of the first to play it. And yes, this mod really did release a day before the actual Friday Night Funkin' update that was anticipated for a full 2 years. Crazy timing. Anyway, Hit Single Reel is a mod all about the rejects. The song that the main director and head composer Sturm, or churgney gurgney, had made for one reason or another and got scrapped from their respective mods. Hit Single is meant to breathe new life into these songs and to make them fun, playable, amazing experiences. Opening up the mod, you're greeted with well, first a very odd video. But after that video finishes or you press enter, you see the title screen. Immediately, quality just smacks you in the face. The menu here is meant to be a direct remake of Metal Gear Solid 2's menu, even down to the sound effects and accompanying replacement for Solid Snake. Keep this face in mind, you'll see him again later. The mod contains a whole slew of songs to go through, each one holding its own extremely well. All in all, there's about 9 songs, 5 unlocked and 4 unlockable. We'll be getting on how to unlock the songs later, as it will be a lot to get through. Also, I probably won't be going too in-depth for the songs music-wise. If you want to hear the songs in full, play the mod yourself. For now though, let's just hit It's Time, shall we? This is probably the one everyone recognizes. I've no need to explain how this song single-handedly roped people back into Funkin' with its sheer quality and ear-catching factor, since you all most likely know from the 4 million views its YouTube video has. Though, I'd like to delve into some of the backstory for Silly Billy, and for future reference, there will be more stupid misnomers like that. My favorite personally is Darnell Wet Fart. Back to Billy, it's clear that even with how whimsical its title is, the song means business the moment you open it. It starts with an entire intro cutscene, which by the way, is insane. What makes it look even more impressive is that it was animated in Ibis Paint on a phone, and it still looks this phenomenal. Just wild. Onto the song itself. Off the bat, we have some fast melodic kicks and some quick slap bass. It's hard to overstate just how hummable and earwormy the bass is in this song. If not for the latter half, it'd probably be the part that I sang the most. Heading into the song, we see this guy. His name is Yourself. At a first glance, you'd assume this is a bizarro version of Boyfriend. You'd be correct as well. His clothes appear very tattered and ripped, and oh yeah, he's about 3 times the size of Boyfriend. The reason why he's so much taller isn't quite known, but I did see someone say that the reason they think he's so tall is to convey a loss of innocence. According to them, Boyfriend is actually pretty tall. He's just shown as much smaller to portray his innocence compared to other characters. In direct contrast, Yourself isn't a super tall version of Boyfriend. He's just an accurate height, and we've all become accustomed to seeing the short Boyfriend that a real depiction of his height is strange to see. Though, to reiterate, that is only a theory. Now for the actual real-life backstory of Yourself. Back, way back during Sonic EXE's development, there was a concept design drawn by the late great Divide. The original plan was for the character to be what Faker is to Sonic. However, with all of Sonic EXE's controversy and Divide's passing, it never ended up happening. A friend of mine by the name of Z-Byte told me that they used to talk to Divide and have late-night conversations with them. What makes it even better is that they said Divide would have been extremely proud and happy with Silly Billy, which is amazing to hear. Silly Billy is a love letter to the entire funkin' modding community, as well as an end to an era. This was officially the last mod to release before the funkin' update. It marks the end of an entire generation of mods, from the old like Sky, Witty, Zardy, and Garcello, now Hazy River, to the new, like Sonic Legacy, 17 Bucks, Athos, and Mario's Madness. So, hopefully, with all that backstory, it hits even harder when you hear Yeah, pretty good first impression, huh? Once you finish wiping away unshed tears from Silly Billy, like myself and multiple of my friends had to, you actually get very sidetracked with something entirely different. I'm not getting into that until we cover the already unlocked songs, though. So, for now, Trichael. Trichael might be my second favorite song in Hit Single. It continues the theme of lyrics in these songs, something that director and main composer churgney gurgney is really good at. It has a very melancholy feel to it, but at the same time, it's very fun to sing. I'm not really sure what the backstory is for this one. I do know that this one is one of the oldest songs made for Hit Single, seeing as it was, if I remember right, the only song in its demo. But beyond that, I'm not 100% sure what it could have been for. My best guess would be for Sonic EXE, considering the dried up looking Lord X you fight against. That seems to be a common thread amongst Hit Single. Sonic. Every single starting song in Hit Single is related to Sonic in some way. We've already discussed how Silly Billy was meant for Sonic.exe, Trichael and Joyous, which we'll get to after this, have Lord X, etc. It's a very fascinating thread to pull through all these songs, but it's cool nonetheless. Honestly, I don't even have a transition to put here for the best lyrics section of Trichael, because there's actually lyrics for most of the song, but I still want to have it in the video, so here.
I'm waiting, still breathing, no longer worth deceiving, this flesh decaying, but my heart still beating.
Oh, and before I forget, this part too.
It's been a wild ride, I thank you for your time, peer deep into my eyes and see I'm joyous to be.
Lord X has always been my favorite character from .exe. To quote Sticky BM, whenever I think about a Sonic.exe voice, I think of Lord X's. Joyous is the second longest song in the mod, but the only reason Silly Billy beats it is because it has like 10 more seconds in it. Anyways, remember what I was saying about Lord X? Yeah, this time he's back. And fully 3D. And we play from a first-person perspective. And he's rehydrated. Yeah, this is a really cool song. It's supposed to be a battle between Lord X and his original creator, Joe Doughboy. That's the reason he's 3D, because he's in the real world now. As for why they're in a metallic, bunker-looking hallway, I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that playing this song will give you an entire punch and a half of nostalgia. Not only because of the original Lord X chromatic being used, but specifically because of this part. Such good memories. I'll be honest, Fakebaby is probably the one that I have the least to say about, which is surprising considering how hectic things get in the song. But that's not to say it's a bad song, on the contrary, it's very good. It's a fight between No More Innocence and Daddy Dearest of all people, the base game Funkin's main antagonist. I actually really like his chromatic here. It's very fitting and just distinct enough to where you can tell it was something that they made. I have quite literally no idea what this could have been for. No guesses, no theories, no nothing. If I was told it was made just for hit single, I'd probably believe it. Yeah, like I said, I really don't have much to say about this one. Not to say it's boring. Every song here deserves a play. Just beware of the mod chart. It is very chaotic. Finally! The funniest misnomer of this entire mod. I want you to guess what you think it is before you see it, if you don't know already. You got it? Sure bet you weren't expecting a SpongeBob-themed fight or flight from Sonic EXE, were ya? And it's good! Like, the chromatics for Krabs and Squidward here are shockingly good for a song that, at first and second glance, may seem like a joke. I believe this song was meant for Mistful Monday Morning, a funkin mod based off of the childhood trauma that is Red Mist. Basically Squidward.exe in simple terms. Honestly, I believe it. This song probably would have fit perfectly into Triple M, being that both Mistful and .exe are creepypasta mods. It would have been a cool homage to probably one of the most recognizable mods out there. Also, there's a section where Squidward and Krabs play their instruments. Squidward on his clarinet, obviously, and Krabs on the world's smallest violin. I am not joking. Pretty good. I also like the afterimage for the instrument sprites. Now that we've gotten through all the previously unlocked songs, it's time to delve deep. You may remember earlier when I mentioned the fact that after beating Silly Billy you get sidetracked. There's a very good reason. After the song ends, something opens. Tabbing out of hit single, you find
Garn47 in theaters. It's awesome!
This is Garn, the weirdest, trippiest, and quite frankly funniest part of this entire mod. Garn47, as previously told, opens after beating Silly Billy. Now looking at this title screen, you may have a lot of questions. Pressing space does not answer any of them. Unless your question was about controls, in which it does answer that. The first thing you may try to do, move around. You'll find that it's very slippery. Garn has a very slidey movement engine. Touching the spinning thing in front of you gives you your UI. You have to pick up your health bar. Can you tell this game is a fever dream? Garn47 is the main method of unlocking songs in hit single, but of course that's not super readily known to you yet. You must explore to find this out. Following one of the trails of Sonic rings leads you to Car Mountain. Walking inside shows you Car, which, yeah, that checks out.
I am Car.
Choosing the leave option doesn't take you back to the Garn
I'll be
world,
there
but
too.
rather a different area. It's a minigame. Car tells you to hold Q to call him, which does work, but probably just because Garn yells out. Successfully leading Car to the designated Car zone brings you to the Car room. This room is full of Car fan art. And I mean like, full of it. And it also has some extra sections for Garn fan art, Drilly fan art, the little character that shows up when you enable helper mode on the title screen, among others. Pressing the button within the starting Car room flashes some text on screen that says, Car is now free. And with that, the first of 4 songs is unlocked. Up. Wait though, there's still more to do in this room. By spamming click and space, you're able to fly. This isn't like specific to Car's room, it's just something I hadn't mentioned until now. By flying all the way up, you find that and your mouse cursor. Picking it back up shows your cursor, which is important, as once you leave this room, by touching the weird eyeball up the ramp, a small cutscene plays. This cutscene is normal. It'll play regardless, but you won't have your mouse cursor if you don't grab it. The reason it's important to have it is because Car shows us a map, which should be kept in mind for later as it becomes very important. For now, however, just click on the circle that Car gives. This will bug the game out intentionally and make Car's model have missing textures. Then, Car's sister, Car, with 2 R's, shows up and flicks a switch. Afterwards, an entire anime intro plays for Garn47. This game is very strange, but I love it. Alright, Song 2. Following the second trail of rings leads to a weird city-like zone, filled with tall yellow brick buildings. The rings lead to this black and red door, and walking into it, we're dropped into a strange office building of sorts. Going down this long hallway leads to weird, garbled speech and more cubicles. But going left, then left again, leads to an arcade machine with a button in front of it. Pressing this button makes some text fly onto the screen. Trichael saiki ora dikunchi. So sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, but it translates to Trichael is now unlocked, so you now have song number 2. Alright, starting from the main area, follow the rings again into the town, but this time, go past the buildings and to the right. There's a big green Mario pipe there. Walk into it and you'll find this. A small, colorful Mario stomping on MX over and over. In the background can be heard a remix of Fireworks by Katy Perry, no I am not joking, made to be in the style of a Mario retro song. You know the deal. Press the button, unlock the song, then leave through the pipe that rises up out of the ground. Starting from the main spawn area, follow the left trail of rings to Car Mountain, but don't go into it. Instead, turn left and enter the house. Inside, you see this little guy. His name is Conan. Walking past Conan and entering the room on the left, which might take a second because of the weird Resident Evil camera, will make the camera move into the room, revealing the final button. Slam it down and we'll head over back to hit single. Car's little song is the shortest song in the entire mod, but one of the best. It has full lyrics, and not only that, it features everyone's favorite little dude, Car. Since the song is so short, only about a minute long, I thought I'd just play it here for all of you.
Joyous, please, hehehe.
I hope you can see why Car is a fan favorite character. This one is really interesting. When it starts, you see that the quality of everything is balls to the walls bad. Even the notes in the UI are crunchy. But midway through the song, it freshens up and becomes a higher quality for some reason. Along with that, the pig-like chromatic that was used beforehand gets swapped for a more human one. Kind of a weird song overall, but still really good nonetheless. Oh yeah, it also opens like a Flash game made entirely in Psych Engine. The game in question is called Conan the Mighty Pig, and seeing that it was literally on sale from 99 cents to 51, no that is not a joke, I bought it immediately. I'll let you know how my playthrough goes. The game itself is pretty standard for a Flash style game. Calming music, simple objective, etc. It kind of reminds me of And Yet It Moves in a weird way. Conan is very silly, and I like him a lot. Alright, so this one is a bit weird. The song itself is good. I have no quarrels with it, and I like how goofy some of the sprites are. Like for both of them, whenever they move, the bitrate is massively lowered on their actual sprites. For Boyfriend, whenever he sings, a stock image mouth appears where his mouth would be. For Mario himself, he has this weird high chromatic that he sometimes uses, and when he does, his sprites get all weird and lanky. Very silly song overall. Oh no, we're here already. Okay. Have you ever heard of Sound Voltex before? It might not be familiar to you if you're American, like me, or don't go to arcades, also like me. It's a Japanese rhythm game that is apparently very popular over there. The reason I bring it up is because it was remade for hit single. Every mechanic, the volume knobs, effects button, all of it. It was all remade. I like to consider myself pretty good at funkin. A cursory glance at my second channel, go subscribe by the way, I post random things on there that some of you may like, reveals my deep history with funkin, and the kind of accomplishments I've been able to achieve. I've done stuff like Souls 5 sub 100 misses, Megalodon sub 200 misses, Penger 6 misses, Spacebreaker, etc. When I say that this is, without hyperbole or exaggeration, the hardest fair funkin mod song ever, I am not kidding. Everything here is fair. There is no cheap overcharting or extremely difficult mechanics for no reason. It is all accurate, and it is all hard. My current best miss count is a 92. Still a sub 100, but nowhere near a full combo. I'm just waiting for the day when a really good Sound Voltex player hooks up hit single to a machine, or manages to play it with their normal controller, and just murders the song. Until that day, I guess all I can do is practice. The song is really good. It gives off Camellia vibes, but not enough to feel like it's just a Camellia song. It's very distinct, and I really like that about it. We've covered every song, but it's not over yet. Oh no, so far from over. See, we may have reached the end of hit single, but we haven't reached the end of Garn47. That's right, this fever dream, incomprehensible slew of weirdness has an ending, and it is just as complicated to get there as you'd think. Let's get some badges. I actually already mentioned one earlier, the mouse cursor in Car's room. Assuming you already have that one, the next one is quite simple. If you don't have Car, go free him, you'll need him to be there. But the badge is directly opposite of Car's mountain. Go all the way to the very tall building, named the superstructure, and find the boarded up corner of it. If you hold Q, you become small. So use that to fly up, through, and into that boarded area. Here is where I forewarn you, however. These badges are not simple from here on out. In fact, they can be very complicated and time-consuming. I'll try and order these from simplest to most complicated, but there's not going to be that much of a difference. From here on out, all but one of the required badges for the ending are here, at the map Car gave us. To the left of this blue ramp is a fake wall, which, when ran into, gets pushed back. When you enter, you find a long tunnel, which leads to an arrow pointing up. If you fly up, you're greeted with a forced first-person perspective and a warning from Car.
Remember to turn off your flashlight if you feel in danger. Just press Q.
Yeah, this place has a looming threat. If you ever hear a rising noise, press Q twice. It'll shut your flashlight off, then turn it back on. Your main objective at the start of the horror zone is to get to that blue light. Easy enough, right? No, actually, your flight is disabled here. You need to platform up the light yourself by climbing up these nearby ramps, jumping over the gaps, and falling down into the room. It's simple enough, but it can be a bit annoying at times. Once you walk in, walk up to this wall that looks like a window and wait a bit. Suddenly, a smaller, bluer Garn shows up. This is Garn46. No, I am not joking. He does a small arm shake at you, which I always return out of common courtesy. Then, once he begins running away, you give chase. He's a bit finicky to catch, however there's a long hallway where he's nearly guaranteed to get caught at. Once you do catch him, a cutscene plays that shows 47 squishing 46 into a smushed blob. Afterwards, it returns you back to the horror zone. However, do not fall down if you want a quick badge. Turn right back around and walk up to the end of the hallway that 46 came out of. He'll be there, just very flat. Touch him to get your badge. Once that's done, head back outside, then to the right. Usually this is a closed off door, with a depiction of Garn46 on it. However, after squishing him, this door opens. Head on through and you'll be greeted with a tornado of fire, as well as 2017 XX. This zone is what is referred to as the Subterfuge Chase. See, about a week before Hit Single released, churgney gurgney uploaded a video. That video is his own lyrical cover of Subterfuge by Honkish. That lyrical cover is used again here. What follows after is a chase between 2017 XX and Tails, who you play as. This chase is very strange. However, to get the badge here, you don't just beat the chase, which is easy enough. You have to run into the fire 4 separate times before the badge is awarded to you. Your health regenerates after enough time, so all you need to do is make sure not to get caught by 2017. Simple enough, and you keep the badge when you get it. After leaving the Subterfuge chase, head on up the way you went to get Garn46. Instead of falling back down there again, however, continue up the ramp. Continue maneuvering the room until you get to this very tall ramp with a runway behind it. Go all the way back in the runway, then run up the ramp. Be careful not to run off though. At the top of these ramps, again, there's a spot that would have been blocked off by another Garn46 store. Since he's dead though, you can just waltz on through. Upon entering Horror Zone 2, head on over to the right side. Turn around and there will be a ramp. Head up this ramp, then go right and up that ramp. Turn around again and follow the path until you see another ramp against the wall. Go up that ramp and to the right. Then follow the path until you reach the bridge. Turn around and go to the far end of the bridge to reach the door. This is Giraffe47, the getting over it of Garn. Giraffe47 is an extremely long road with many, many holes in it. If you fall into any of these holes, you must start again at the beginning of the road. You cannot fly, and your controls feel even slipperier. I'd say, just to get it out of the way, beat this. If you're careful, you're generally pretty safe. Just try not to go too fast, as it's likely you'll go too fast and fall off. For those who would rather spare the annoyance and anger, simply touch the radio that's nearby. This grants the radio. Duh. Which lets you switch the song that it's playing by using the left and right arrow keys. After leaving Giraffe47, you'll be put back at the start of Horror Zone 2. From there, find the radio sitting on the ground. Past that radio will be a ramp. Slide up that ramp into the opening in the wall, then run around until you find the gate. At that gate, play the first song on the radio by pressing the right arrow key. The gate should open and allow you to walk inside. Once you're inside, get ready. This is a bit of an annoying badge. Run off into any corner of the map. They all have a necessary objective. These colored squares. Your mission is to stand on all 4 of them until they reach 100, but be extremely careful. There are massive things called gentles. Do not let the name fool you. They will shoot you if you get the chance. When you hear their music start, look around to see if any of the gentles are after you. If they are, run as quickly as possible. Their attacks will kill you and reset all of your progress. If things are going a bit too slowly and you begin to run out of time, go back to the middle of the map and restore it there. Once all 4 squares are filled, hurry to the exit door with a green sign. The red sign will not give you any rewards, but the green door will give you the badge. Now, we are finally done with the horror zones. Backtrack all the way back outside and make your way to the spawn zone, or hit R to quickly bring you back. Now comes the longest badge of them all. To the left at spawn there is a ramp. It's textured a bit oddly, but don't mind that. Just run off the platform and stay flying in a straight line. Try to only maintain height. Don't try and gain it unless you're sure you need it. If you do it correctly, you'll find a copy of the Garn world, just without the loading zones and with only 1 texture. Also, this green portal brings you back to the main area. All of them do. Once at the spawn for the cow world, look around for the collection of sharp hills. Fly past them until you reach the pink zone. Now this part is really difficult to do at times. Fly up until you see the blue eyeball. Once you see it, head towards it, while being careful about its laser beams. The gravity is weird around this eyeball, so keep that in mind too. Try to touch it. Once you land fully onto the eyeball, you'll be teleported. This is what I call Ducky Zone. Press space to boost forward and press Q to plant a bubble that can give you a boost. The same health mechanics as the subterfuge chase apply here, but be extremely careful when you hear music approaching. That's Good Memories. Good Memories is a gigantic fish that chases you for the entire time you're here, but don't panic, you need him to beat this minigame. To win, you need to make Good Memories ram into every colorful pillar here. If you sit still long enough, a small beam targets onto you. That means Good Memories is about to dash. Make him dash into all 4 pillars, and then wait for the game to teleport you back out. With the beast felled, and all the necessary badges required, let's get the ending, shall we? Once you're teleported back into the main hub, wait a bit. The world will reload, this time a bit darker. The signs in front of you will disappear, with the text on them being replaced with "Look at it." Just as you read that, suddenly, you hear something to your left. Do not look away. Keep your eyes on its head at all times, and start walking backwards towards the town. Follow the music. It's your only ticket out. He may run quickly at you, but it's okay as long as he stops again. If you successfully make it to the source of the music and walk into it, you get teleported again. The world reloads one final time to reveal a massive flying being up in the air. Then, after you see that, the game cuts to black. Then, the credits roll. You've beat Garn47. Hope you had a fun time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm glad to finally have my own love letter to the funkin community. It's been a massive part of my life for these past few years, and I am proud of the time I've spent here. We definitely don't have a perfect community, but even so, I'm still proud to be part of it. If you could like and subscribe, I'd be extremely grateful. I'm not a big YouTuber, so really any interaction will help push this video. With all of that said, thank you for watching. I have been Beanie Boy, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.